September 11th, 2001. By the end of the morning, nearly 3,000 people would be dead. But at one of the departure gates inside Boston Logan Airport, a bag sat unclaimed. Its owner had missed a connecting flight. He had boarded a different plane. The bag had not. When investigators opened it, they did not need to search for long. Inside was a flight manual, a training document, a will, and handwritten instructions in Arabic, describing, in precise operational detail, exactly what was about to happen. The bag belonged to Mohammed Atta, the lead hijacker. Within hours, the CIA understood what had already happened. Al-Qaeda. And somewhere in the world, the man who ordered the attack was watching the news. His name was Osama bin Laden. The CIA had known that name for years. They had tracked the bombings of American embassies in East Africa. They had intercepted warnings. They had received intelligence that something catastrophic was being planned, but they had not stopped it. Now thousands were dead, and the most wanted man on Earth had vanished. It would take the United States 10 years, 2 wars, and the largest manhunt in modern history to find him. This is the story of how they did. By late 2001, the Taliban government had collapsed. Bin Laden fled into the mountains of Tora Bora, near the Pakistani border. The terrain was almost impossible. Snow, caves, vertical rock, entire valleys invisible from the air. American intelligence believed he was cornered. But bin Laden understood something important about modern surveillance. Technology creates visibility, so he abandoned it completely. No satellite phone, no internet, no radio. To communicate across the mountains, his men relied on couriers, pre-arranged signals, and sometimes even reflected light between ridgelines. Methods so primitive, modern surveillance systems struggled to detect them. Messages satellites could not intercept. Signals algorithms could not decode. But then, mistakes began to happen. Among intercepted transmissions, analysts believed they recognized his voice, the dialect, the cadence, the pauses between words. It was enough to place him at Tora Bora. And Delta Force began moving toward the mountains. Surrounded and running out of options, bin Laden negotiated. He contacted local forces through unsecured radio transmissions. He offered surrender, but only if the bombing stopped first. The CIA did not trust him, but the proposal was accepted. The airstrikes paused, and during those hours, Osama bin Laden disappeared. Horses moved through mountain paths no vehicle could follow. Men crossed frozen ridgelines into Pakistan, and the most wanted man in the world walked out of the trap. For nearly 10 years, the world would not see him again. In Pakistan's tribal regions, Osama bin Laden erased himself. No electronic footprint, no internet, no phones, no radio traffic, no digital trace of any kind. To communicate with Al-Qaeda, he wrote letters by hand. A courier named Ibrahim al-Kuwaiti carried them across the network. He became the only connection between bin Laden and the organization he still controlled. The system was primitive, and because it was primitive, it worked. While the world moved deeper into the age of surveillance, Osama bin Laden disappeared into silence. Then in 2005, a man arrived in Abbottabad, a quiet Pakistani garrison town, home to the country's military academy. He purchased land using cash and a false identity. Then construction began. The compound was strange: 18-foot walls, barbed wire, no internet connection, no landline, no windows facing the street, balconies hidden behind privacy walls. The architecture itself seemed designed not to be seen. In 2006, Osama bin Laden moved inside, 400 yards from a military academy, and for years, nobody realized who was living there. August 27, 2010, The courier made a mistake, a small one. He used his personal phone in public. The CIA had much of the region's communications network under surveillance. Within moments, they identified his location. They did not arrest him. They followed him. Through Peshawar, onto the road toward Abbottabad, into Bilal town. He entered a compound and did not come back out. The CIA agents remained outside and began to watch. The surveillance operation lasted for months. Infrared cameras, safe houses, vehicles with tinted windows parked nearby. Analysts tracked movement patterns inside the compound, meal schedules, sleep cycles, outdoor activity. And then they noticed someone. Every day, at nearly the same time, a tall figure walked alone on the upper balcony, back and forth, always the same pattern, always the same duration. The balcony concealed his face, but his shadow fell against the wall. CIA analysts measured the shadow. He was unusually tall. He never left the compound, never approached the gate, never appeared in public. They gave him a name, the Pacer, and slowly, the CIA began to believe they had found Osama bin Laden. Inside the White House Situation Room, the intelligence was presented to President Obama. Nobody was fully certain. Some analysts estimated a high probability. Others warned the evidence was still circumstantial. Obama asked a simple question. What happens if we are wrong? The CIA presented multiple options. A drone strike, a massive bombing campaign, a joint operation with Pakistan. But each carried risk. A bombing raid could destroy the evidence. Pakistani involvement could compromise secrecy. And if bin Laden escaped again, he might disappear forever. Then Admiral William McRaven proposed another plan, a covert helicopter assault. Fast, silent, unannounced. A small team would enter the compound directly, confirm the target visually, and leave before Pakistani forces could respond. Obama approved the operation almost immediately. SEAL Team 6 began rehearsing inside a classified training facility. An exact replica of the Abbottabad compound was constructed. Every wall measured, every staircase rebuilt, every doorway recreated. The operators practiced repeatedly until movement through the structure became instinct. Night after night, they rehearsed the raid in silence. Then came May 1st, 2011. 11 p.m. Two modified Black Hawk helicopters lifted off from Jalalabad Air Base in Afghanistan. Their route crossed deep into Pakistani airspace. To avoid radar, the helicopters flew dangerously low through the mountains. Inside, 24 operators sat in near darkness. No conversation, no lights, only the sound of rotor blades cutting through the night air. In Washington, President Obama and his advisors watched remotely from the Situation Room. Inside the compound, Osama bin Laden had gone to sleep. He did not know. The helicopters were already approaching Abbottabad. 12:30 a.m., the first helicopter descended toward the compound courtyard. Then suddenly, something went wrong. The aircraft lost lift. Hot air trapped within the compound walls disrupted the rotor stability. The pilot fought to maintain control. The helicopter slammed into the courtyard in a controlled crash. Its tail struck the outer wall. Dust filled the air. But the pilot had prevented catastrophe. Nobody inside the helicopter was killed. Still, the mission had changed completely. The operation could no longer remain invisible. Somewhere nearby, a resident posted online. Helicopter hovering above Abbottabad at 1 a.m. A rare event. He had no idea. History was unfolding above his house, inside the compound. The SEALs moved quickly. Explosives breached the outer gate. The courier fired first. He was killed almost immediately. The operators pushed deeper into the building. Ground floor, first floor, then the staircase leading upward. At the top level corridor, a tall figure appeared in the darkness. For nearly 10
American
years,
intelligence agencies had searched mountains,
caves, battlefields, and entire countries for this man. Now he stood only feet away. 1:10 a.m. 2 shots echoed through the hallway. Osama bin Laden was dead. Moments later, a message reached American command. Geronimo, EKIA, enemy killed in action, inside the Situation Room. The room fell silent. The SEALs began collecting everything they could find. Hard drives, documents, phones, storage devices. Anything might contain intelligence. Bin Laden's identity was confirmed by family members inside the compound. Then the team prepared to leave. The crashed helicopter could not remain behind. Explosives destroyed the wreckage. Flames rose above Abbottabad.
The helicopters disappeared back into the darkness.
The entire operation had lasted less than 40 minutes. 10 years of intelligence work ended in under 1 hour. Hours later, President Obama addressed the world. Osama bin Laden was dead. His body was transported to the USS Carl Vinson in the Arabian Sea. DNA confirmation was completed. Islamic burial rites were performed. Then his remains were buried at sea. But inside the compound, the CIA had recovered something equally valuable. Letters, plans, digital files, operational documents. Evidence of how Al-Qaeda had survived for years under extreme secrecy. And among those documents, investigators discovered something unexpected. Even while hiding, Osama bin Laden had been planning media projects about himself. He believed history would continue to revolve around him. It did not. For nearly 10 years, the most advanced intelligence agencies on Earth searched for one man. They searched mountains, caves, deserts, entire countries. In the end, they found him behind ordinary Abbottabad. If you found this documentary interesting, let me know your thoughts below, and tell me which story should be explored next.